Hey guys, this is Andy. I want to do another quick tip on staggering animations. So let's do something. We're going to pull in just a shape here, like a ring. Let's move that down, and if we want, we can zoom in and click on this little handle here. This does the outer and inner. So if I drag this guy all the way to left, I'm starting to get some different shapes. So that's changing the overall sides that are here. And another pro tip is you can click on this little icon here, and that will give us access to pop up that details panel if you don't want to have to go dig for it sometimes. I can hold down middle mouse and I'm moving around the viewport. If I click home, that will recenter the viewport. So other pro tips. I'm going to stagger this animation and make a bunch of these. So I'm going to go ahead and group this ring, and I'm going to scale this. Now we have had some problems with scaling all the way to 0. So I'm going to go 0, 0, 0, 1 and make it really small. And then go to 1 here and keyframe it. So now I should have an animation like that. Like I showed earlier, we're going to grab the scale and we're going to set some of the curve presets. So I should get like a little, and let's add a little bit of a pop-up to it. So if I click on the curve editor down here, we're going to make a little bit of an overshoot for this. So we can go beyond and then back. So it does a little bit of like a hit. If we want, we can add another key. If you hit middle mouse click here, actually that's just saying it for the one channel. So I'll go down in time a little bit and I'm going to hit a keyframe, and the same, we can hit Control W if we want, and we can pull these back in. So it does a little like pop. Okay, that's cool enough for now. Let's give it a trendy kind of design color. So go ahead and do that. So now you can see we have a little bit of animation. Well, what if we wanted 10 of those and them to ripple on? So I'm going to call this pop-up anim. And what we can do is we can go ahead and duplicate, hit Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. So let's make 8 copies of those. So now we have 8 copies and we need to distribute those. So there's a couple ways we could do it, but the reason I put it into a null was I want to group this again. If I grab and hit Control G, and I'm going to rename and call this shapes. And I'm going to use one of our modifiers. I'm going to put a grid range on this. And what this does is you can see all those go blank. So it also controls the visibility of this. And this is the horizontal, so I'm going to make 8 copies. Well, it doesn't make 8 copies, it just turns on the visibility of those and then will allow me to move those in space. So now we should have 8 copies that are all linked with same animation. So we evenly distributed them, but what if we want to offset those in time? Now, this is kind of the staggering part that I wanted to share. Was we could select from the top to the bottom, come to the gear, and this is where we can say stagger layer bars. So you can either do selected or in the timeline from kind of the top to the bottom, and we could stagger the ends or the start. So I'm going to stagger the start by 2 frames, and now you'll see we get kind of a ripple pop-up style animation. And I actually did that in reverse, so this guy 8 is first. So we could come back to that, click on the layer bars and do the opposite. Oh, actually you can see there, I guess that's a different effect. That wasn't what I was going for. I want to do the start time, and I want to do it based on the selected and do 2 frames. So we're back to the same. Now if I hold shift and select from the bottom to the top, and do selected, now you can see we've changed those as well. So you could do that. If you multi-select again, then we can come back and change this to something, like 6. Do a little bit more and try those out. And you could always take this and put this into a new folder. If you hit Control G, that will group this into a new folder. Now we could change the overall timing of those. So just showing you how quick it is to do some of the shape animation. Now the other part that's kind of fun is you can come back into the curve editor if you want, and if we select all of those, we'll have offset timings. And if we needed to manipulate those, oftentimes I put this beside here like this, just so I'm not eating up as much space. And we could change some of these things still on the fly. Let's go a bit higher, and now I should get even more. So yeah, that's how we would do that. Or we could take this in the scale and just move all of them up together, and now we're getting much bigger. We could move those way down, and those will be much tighter. Same thing, we can kind of shift those in time if we want. Now we're getting pop style animation. So it's a way to work really quick and really fast. And if you wanted to, you could come in, kind of select every other one of these. And I'm just going to change to Trinity color. And while I still have those selected, I can pop this open and do something like 4. Now I'm getting kind of rows of diamonds versus those. So, and I can still control the overall spacing of these independently too. So this is really helpful. Now we'll go into how you can use the grid arrange for more like text in lines, so we could change the count of those. And this overall controls the visibility. So if we only wanted to show 3 of those, or we wanted to reveal those. And this is used more in that broadcast sense of being able to control the amount of lines, text lines that appear. So I just wanted to kick another idea at you guys and show you some other use cases for things that are within the motion design toolset. Okay, thanks.